This game is going to be a recap of categories that have been presented in previous games. So I hope you're ready to retest your knowledge and hopefully do better this time around. And without further ado, let's play Jeopardy! Here are today's categories: Genesis, Angels, Parables, Women of the Bible, Meaning of Names, and the last category is Animals in the Bible. And as always, we're going to start with the first category on the left and work our way to the right to Animals in the Bible before we have Final Jeopardy. Let's get started with the first category of Genesis. Who were the first people in Genesis? And that would be Adam and Eve. Who was the oldest person to live in history? And that would be Methuselah. How long did Methuselah live? He lived 969 years. Who was the first martyr in the Bible? Remember, this is the book of Genesis, and that would be Abel. Who are the three sons of Noah? That'd be Shem, Ham, and Japheth. That finishes that category. The next category is angels. Name of the angel that appeared to Mary. And that was the angel Gabriel. The cherubim with a flaming sword guarded the way to what? It guarded the way to the tree of life. What happened to Zacharias after his angel encounter? He became mute. Which angel appeared in Daniel's visions? And that again is the angel Gabriel. And last question from this category: the birth of which judge was announced by the angel of the Lord? And that was Judge Samson. That takes us to our next category of parables. Jesus asked, can the blind lead the what? He asked if the blind could lead the blind. What does the shepherd of the lost sheep do once he realizes one is missing? He leaves all the other sheep to find the one lost sheep. In the parable of the tenants, what did the tenants do to the vineyard owner's son? They killed him. In the parable of the good father, if a son asks for an egg, what would the good father not give him? He would not give him a scorpion. And last question of parables. What is the title of the parable where a woman keeps coming to a judge repeatedly until he finally gives her what she requests? The parable of the persistent widow. And that takes us to our next category, Women of the Bible. Successful in getting Samson to divulge the source of his strength. Who was this woman? And that was Delilah. This woman hid 2 spies under some piles of flax on her roof. Who was she? From the book of Joshua is Rahab. After crossing the Red Sea, she led the women of Israel out in a dance. And that would be Miriam, Moses' sister. Prophesied to Barak that he would win the battle. Who was she? Deborah. And last question, the mother of Moses, Aaron, and Miriam. It's a very hard one, Jochebed. And that takes us to the next category, meaning of names. What does the name Adam mean? It means man. And the name Emmanuel? Emmanuel means God with us. And the greatest name of all, Jesus. What does it mean? It means God saves. And the name Ruth? It means companion or friend. And last question of this category, the name of Israel. What does it mean? Couple different meanings. God contended, wrestles with God, and triumphant with God. And that leads us to our last category, animals in the Bible. This animal is accursed above all cattle and above all wild animals. What is it? It's the serpent. First animal to be let out of the ark. Remember, we got a lot of comments on this one from the previous category, and that is a raven. Samson used the jawbone of this animal to slay Philistines. That was a donkey. And in the book of Revelation, death rides this color of horse. What is a pale horse? And last question from this last category. This animal provided Jesus with money to pay taxes. And that would be a fish. And that leads us to Final Jeopardy. And today's category is Kings of the Bible. Which king of Israel had the longest reign? This is a tough one. I'll be very impressed if you get it. Let's go. All right. And that king was Manasseh. Manasseh was 12 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 55 years in Jerusalem. So I hope you did well on that. And that wraps up this version of Biblical Jeopardy, the recap edition. I hope you had fun with it. And if you're looking for the next thing to do to test your biblical knowledge in other ways, I highly encourage you to check out these videos. Biblical Escape Room Challenge. So you know where you pay money to go and escape from rooms. I've created my own version of that on YouTube that you can do for free, no cost to you. So I encourage you to take that challenge here. And I'm currently working on other ones to add to this one as well. So check that out. I also have a cool video that shares the gospel, shows you how to share the gospel using origami. Very cool. And one of the most popular things I do here besides Biblical Jeopardy is biblical puzzle challenges where you use pictures to decipher Bible verses. It's very hard, but it's very fun. And lastly, there is the Bible Jeopardy playlist if you want to continue playing more Biblical Jeopardy. And just to let you know, with all these things, whenever possible, I try to make it where you can download and share these interactive activities to help other people learn about God and increase their relationship with Him. So I encourage you to check them all out on activityministry.com, where you can easily find all the videos as well as the links to download each interactive activity. So I do want to thank you again for checking out my channel. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And until next time, be blessed and be a blessing. See ya.